But to throw in another wrinkle to that is if we're thinking $75,000 for this project, we still have the incentive payment to Boulders that we have to pay. And we had lined that up to where this would utilize that the library money, that invested endowment funds. And as of today, that's still kind of how things are lined up, but the library is looking at a project in the library where they would have to do some work on their floor. If you've been in there and see how the middle section of the floor is dropping out, and they're looking at whether they're mud jack that up to get it to come up or replace a section of the floor. You know, this, if they're looking at a major expense, that's where they would turn around and want to utilize that money.
But they can't mud it up because there's heating ducts underneath and electrical.
I know a little bit more here, hopefully coming up this week. The architect is coming down to look at that building and give us some ideas about what his speculation would be about what's happening to the floor. Because it's probably that if you look lengthwise at the building and the floor was probably poured in 3 long strips, and that middle strip is probably settling out is what's happening. But you need to know why and what you can do to try to fix that problem, and ultimately at some point put some cost to it.
So the money's not there, or is there?
Money is there. The money is there.
But
It takes a large chunk out of kind of discretionary funds.
We don't have a timetable when FEMA's going to pay us.
No, and I want to give you a little update on that here shortly, but I'm still, you're really optimistic it's weeks instead of months, but I can't give you any timeline.
So we're ready for the city clerk report?
Any other?
75,000, is that being relatively conservative on it, or I mean, is there any hidden thing like water pumping that we might run into, or might pump it up to
Yeah, there's, I guess,
$85,000?
there's always those concerns, and that's...
can we just say we'll cap, this is what we're capping it at.
Sure.
If they would go beyond, I mean...
But he's going to dig it in the fall, right?
do the lift station work in the fall. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's when the dirt should be settled and shouldn't have any water issues, isn't that right?
I wouldn't believe that, because they're at the lake, I mean, that's static water leveling that way.
Because that's the guy said they've done it last fall, the dirt is a different condition in the spring.
Yeah.
Well,
My farm top might not have been running full, but I don't know.
He had a violin that day.
Yeah.
I'm sure, is that what I heard?
No.
I don't know, I just hate to see it. Pretty soon we're in it for
Yeah.
85, 90,000 a share.
Yeah. That's why I want to have us determine project cost up front.
Yeah.
And if you want to say project cost is determined and that's the maximum, that's a way to, I guess, address the hidden contingencies out there.
But then you'd hate it almost too, where you run short of funds and he goes, well, I'm doing what I can when I can, and there you're sitting.
Got a committed time frame.
That's true.
You know, what are the penalties if those time frames aren't met? I don't recall. Is there any?
No,
You could have a higher rate of interest
nothing on our
the
end of
other amount
things,
money.
but
Yeah.
You could have a higher rate of interest on the other, you know,
So there's
the extra.
funds.
the enforcement really comes through DNR as far as, yeah.
Because that's what's driving this whole thing.
It's an agreed time frame amongst all of the parties. Okay.
Responsible financially wise, so they have an open checkbook. Right? Because we can't print it.
We can try, but we might end up in jail.
Slipped out, I couldn't. I beat Ben to it.
It took him just about all day.
I know, it was really a full meeting. I thought we were going to adjourn.
We're close.
Don't you know, just gotta have one big action. It would be a meeting.
It would be a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
My job is to make you laugh and smile one time. However it takes.